you ever wondered why two people of the same weight can have totally different reactions to the same amount of alcohol? Today, we're examining the science of blood alcohol content, or BAC, and why your body composition matters more than you think.
Right, and this is something that surprises a lot of people. Your BAC is basically the measure of alcohol in your bloodstream, expressed as a percentage. 0.08% is the legal limit for adult drivers in nearly all U.S. states, though some states have different limits, and lower thresholds apply to commercial drivers and those under 21. But how you get there? Depends on much more than just how many drinks you've had.
So, weight alone doesn't tell the whole story then?
Exactly. What really matters is what your weight is made of. Alcohol is a polar molecule, which means it loves water. It distributes exclusively into your body's water compartments. Muscle tissue is about 75 to 79% water, while fat tissue only holds about 10 to 30% water.
Okay, so if you have more muscle, you've got more water to dilute the alcohol.
Exactly. Two people can weigh the same, say 180 pounds, but if one is lean and muscular and the other has higher body fat, the lean person will have a larger total body water volume. Same drinks, same weight, but totally different BAC. You could say the alcohol has more room to spread out, or, put another way, there's a bigger dilution effect happening in that muscular person's body.
That's fascinating. So the lean person basically has more space for the alcohol to spread out in.
Precisely. And here's where it gets even more interesting. Women typically have less total body water than men. Even at the same weight, women generally carry more body fat and less muscle. So a woman drinking the same amount as a man her size will usually reach a higher BAC.
Interesting. And is it also true that men's bodies actually metabolize some alcohol before it even hits the bloodstream?
Yes, that's called first-pass metabolism. Men, particularly younger men, generally have higher levels of an enzyme in the stomach called gastric alcohol dehydrogenase, or ADH, compared to women. This enzyme can break down up to 30% of alcohol before it enters the bloodstream. Women have much less of this enzyme, sometimes almost none, especially in younger women.
So women are getting nearly 100% of that alcohol into their system, while men are filtering some out right away?
But yes, exactly. Women face a double challenge: less body water to dilute the alcohol and less enzymatic protection in the stomach. That's why the same drink affects women more intensely.
That point about enzymatic protection sets up our next piece: how food and hydration influence absorption. But first, a quick word from our sponsor.
Understanding how alcohol affects your body is critical, especially if you're facing legal or personal concerns related to drinking. Access Behavioral Change provides chemical health assessments, DWI, and alcohol awareness classes, and supportive counseling to meet court, DMV, school, or employment requirements. Whether you're in the Twin Cities metro area or need help with license reinstatement from out of state, visit accessbehavioralchange.com.
Picking up on that enzymatic protection and absorption, how does something like eating before you drink actually change your BAC?
Great question. When you drink on an empty stomach, alcohol passes quickly into your small intestine, where about 80% of it gets absorbed. You typically hit peak BAC between 30 to 90 minutes after consuming alcohol, though this can vary. But if you eat first, food physically slows down gastric emptying. The pyloric valve at the base of your stomach constricts, trapping the alcohol.
So it's like a traffic jam in your stomach.
Exactly. And while it's stuck there, its absorption into the bloodstream is slowed, allowing the liver to metabolize the alcohol more gradually. Plus, that gastric ADH enzyme we talked about gets more time to work, so your peak BAC is lower and delayed.
What about hydration? I've heard people say drink water to sober up, but does that actually work?
Well, drinking water after you've already consumed alcohol won't lower your BAC, but your hydration status before drinking definitely matters. If you're dehydrated, your total body water is lower. That means less volume to dilute the alcohol, so your BAC spikes higher.
So dehydration is basically concentrating the alcohol in your bloodstream?
Right. And dehydration also impairs liver function slightly, slowing down how quickly your body can eliminate alcohol. so you peak higher and stay elevated longer. I remember one summer I went for a long run in the heat, didn't hydrate properly, then met friends for happy hour. 2 beers hit me like 4. It was a real eye-opener about how much hydration status matters.
I see. Makes sense. Now, I've been hearing a lot lately about medications like Ozempic affecting how people process alcohol. What's going on there?
Yeah, GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic or Wegovy slow down gastric emptying. That's actually how they help with weight loss. But when someone on these medications drinks alcohol, it can stay in the stomach for hours. That means absorption is prolonged and unpredictable. You might not feel drunk right away, but your BAC can stay elevated much longer than expected.
So, to everyone listening, if you're on one of these medications, you really need to be cautious.
Definitely. And this is where understanding your individual physiology becomes important, especially in legal contexts. Forensic toxicologists use advanced models that factor in individual characteristics like age, height, and weight to give a more accurate BAC estimate than older methods, recognizing the importance of total body water in these calculations.
How does that compare to the classic models?
The old Widmark equation used static distribution factors based on a small group of lean individuals from the 1930s. It often overestimates BAC in modern populations, especially people with higher body fat. Newer models account for individual body composition, so they're much more precise.
So, knowing your body composition could actually make a difference in a legal case?
Understanding individual body composition, including muscle mass and hydration, can be an important factor in legal contexts, as it can influence the accuracy of some BAC estimations.
That's powerful. So, what's the big takeaway here for someone trying to understand their own limits?
Your BAC is highly individual. It depends on your body composition, your sex, whether you've eaten, your hydration status, and even medications you're taking. 2 people can drink the exact same amount and have completely different levels of impairment. One thing to remember is even the smallest amount of alcohol causes some level of impairment mentally and physically.
And understanding that can help you make safer, more informed choices.
Exactly. Whether you're concerned about personal health, legal issues, or just want to drink responsibly, knowing how your body processes alcohol is key.
This has been incredibly insightful. Thanks so much for breaking down the science with us today.
My pleasure. Stay informed, stay safe.